What are some of the alternative models for wealth creation, especially amongst marginalized people? One model that is being piloted by a program here in New York amongst the most marginalized of the marginalized, namely trafficked workers, is allowing them to create the wealth that they earn through cooperatives. Here to talk about that is Linda Olcan, Executive Director of Damayan, and Lydia Cantina Amaya, board member of the Damayan Workers Cooperative and a trafficking survivor herself. So thank you all for joining us. Linda, tell us what helps sort of explain the work of Damayan, why Damayan is important, and why you exist before we talk a little bit about cooperatives.
Damayan means helping each other. We self-organize to help ourselves to address the different issues that are challenging our community. You see, Damayan is composed of Filipino domestic workers and other low-wage workers. Many of us in this industry fall into trafficking. That's what happened to Lydia. So this work, domestic work, just like farm workers, domestic workers like farm workers are excluded from major federal labor laws. We have no basic protection, right? And we are in the intersections of different systems of oppression, like racism. You, I think, is very familiar with that. And so with us, you know, as women of color who came here and work, you know, in the isolated private homes of our employers, we see that.
Why is worker cooperatives a solution for people who have been brought to the United States in trafficking or come to the United States and trafficked under these circumstances? And why a cooperative? Why is a cooperative an idea that you all have begun to experiment?
So the cooperative is meant to the survivor, just like me and other family who came to the United States. And the family came to the United States because when you have a visa approved from the T visa, and then you can sponsor your family, your children and your husband to came to reunited with you. And that in that situations, you are like earning like $1.
What happens when people are taken out of traffic situations where they've been brought to the United States with their will, but under circumstances that weren't true, have their documents taken away from them, and then end up working in de facto bondage in families? Once you're able to get out of that situation, what happens is that you need work, right? And you need to have, your family comes to the United States, and you need to have work. You need to have the ability to be able to provide for them. And so one of the answers that you all came up with is a cooperative where you were explaining, because the workers are able to actually own their labor, right, that you're able to pay them more, that they have better better benefits, that there's an upside to kind of owning your own labor, which is what the cooperative is, right?
Again, I will give myself as an example. Escaping in that situation, you will keep going back in the same situation because you don't know your rights, you don't have a reference letter in order for you to find a good job. So we just take the under minimum wage, long hours, and then when you don't have something like you don't have the power to negotiate with your employer, so it's like you're being exploited again over and over again. So I think this cooperative is a way for us, regardless for our status, is meant for all the survivors and all our members looking for a job who are undocumented can be able to join this cooperative. So we formed this cooperative in last year. It was way back in 2016. We became LLC in July. And then as you mentioned, we're still a little, but we are we are slowly, but we make sure that we are on the right track. Because this is not only a job in order for us to support our needs and be it's like a decent job. And as I mentioned before, in our interview, $15 for an hour additional for that the metro round trip metro card, and also we as we go moving along, we will be able to like have the benefits that Linda mentioned. We are excluded from the very basic benefits. So this cooperative is the owner, and we are the owner and the workers of this cooperative. So we decide for this how much work we will put and how much money we will share towards another. And also, we want to support the organizing. This is the social enterprise. This is very new. It's a social enterprise cooperative.
Right.
Yes.
Well, thank you all for joining us and for the work that you do, for giving us a little bit of perspective about trafficking itself and about the cooperative. The good news is that people will be able to actually go to our website to get more information about you and about worker cooperatives as an alternative. So thank you all for joining us. And like I said, make sure that you go to thelaststep.org where you can please click on how to help on our page, and that will take you to a lot more information about Damayan and about worker cooperatives in general as an option for all of us. Thanks again.
Thank you very much.